further ado, let us head straight into the panel discussion with my colleague and head of technology at TaiyangNews, Shravan Chunduri, taking it over. Over to you, Shravan.
Thank you, Anu. Hello, everyone. I am Shravan Chunduri, Head of Technology at TaiyangNews. So today I'm going to moderate the panel, and the topic of the panel is how to adapt to the needs of widening applications for solar modules. So I would like to request all the panelists, who is Lars Podolsky from Solico, then Francesco, and then Chiang Huang. Please, can you please switch on your cameras? Okay, I can see that already. Okay. Lars, you are also there.
Yes, hi, Shravan.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Okay, so thank you. So, just before going into the panel, I just want to reflect on what we have seen today. So Jay Solar has presented, so Francesco has presented various applications of PV modules with the optimized BOM, with floating is in main focus, but he also discussed about the frame to reduce the dust accumulation. Then DAH has presented the full screen modules, and also a all-in-one balcony system. Then we have presentations from Kendu and Goodwe talking about the lightweight modules, and Longji and Jinko has covered the different aspects of BIPV. So, before going into the core topic of our panel, Lars, since there is no presentation from you, could you please tell us what are the non-traditional applications you are working on at Solico?
Yeah, hi, Shravan. Hi, hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm happy to give a quick introduction. So Solico is a company which is offering PV systems and PV panels, mostly in Germany, but also like in other countries in Central Europe. And for a very long time already, we are working in offering PV solutions which are not only standard modules, but which tries to reflect like building codes and standards and building special needs for buildings. And currently we have like 3 main products that we offer, which are non-traditional. One is actually a system which is specifically designed for small residential roofs here in Central Europe. It has only a 75-watt panel, but it can it's very suitable if you have like small roofs or fragmented roofs where like big solar panels cannot be installed. We also offer a system for facades, which is specifically in Germany. You have very strict rules for facades, where actually standard modules have difficulties to meet all the building codes and standards, mostly because of the glass thickness, but also because of the encapsulation material. So we are offering a solution which we have tested according to building codes and standards. And the last system, which is a special product here, is we are offering like a combination of solar on green roofs. This is also like a special designed module, vertically installed, but specifically suitable for green roof applications. So we have a wide experience in like how specially designed PV modules and PV systems can try to meet like the special needs of building integration, and specifically with respect to building codes and standards.
That's interesting. So, one question to all. From your point of view, so what do you consider the most attractive solar module application, and also why? Maybe you can start, Lars.
Yeah, actually, honestly, really for us, currently our best selling like non-traditional product is really the combination of solar and green roofs, because this is a very unique application and everyone easily understands the advantages of vertical modules and green roofs. And there's no real competition of standard modules, because what we see with all the other applications now, with the prices of standard modules coming down so fast, like people always compare, okay, what is the price of a standard module and what is the price of a special BIPV or BIPV product? And they're usually significantly more expensive. And that's why, yeah, we see like big difficulties in getting into this BIPV market. Yeah, for us, this combination of solar and green roof is a very, very attractive product for our company here.
So this is John. So from Candu Solar, I think that the most important thing for me is the most important thing in the product, I think the lightweighted module. But the lightweighted module need to be solving one problem about the reliability concerns. So that means that basically we are offering the lightweighted module with a much stronger, robust design. So we are offering the cutting edge technologies that I mentioned in our presentation, that we have around 100 patents worldwide, mostly on the lightweighted module, heterojunction zero bus bar, and also patent graphic printing on the surface of the modules. So this is very unique that, for example, that the lightweighted module for the commercial and industrial applications, that people are worried about the reliability for a long time. So this is, I think that our product is the breakthrough that people will be happy to see that. I think we already have some customers that they never asking for the price, but more or less asking for whether this product really as good as you state, because that they need to solve the problem of this. Either I pay for the module or I pay for the strengthening of the roof. So basically, that is the value that added, not competing with the modules, but competing with the overall total cost of the project. So another one, I think very special one, I think that is the graphic on the module. So you know that at the Longji and also another people are mentioned about that you can make the color PV, you can make the different graphics on the PV. But Candu Solar is the world only one can provide this kind of technology. We can make graphics on the module without losing efficiency. So this is also, I think that patented in China, US, and also we have a PCT application in Europe as well. So I think that these are the things that we already commercialize with several millions of sales. So for people with their logos, with their BIPV, or even with some advertisement. So I think that lightweighted module is at the infancy period, but it will become a major trend for the industry. And we are doing for zero bus bar several years ago, 10 years ago, we starting that research. 3 years, we starting to commercialize it. So now it become a standardized product now. So I mean that for lightweighted module, most probably will also become a standard solution for people to use.
Great. Francis?
Yes, let me give you my overview from JA point of view. I mean, you know, JA is very active in the European market and different segments on residential, commercial, and projects. And what we are focused on is more our standard models, and our standard format can be better adapted to different applications. For example, for the residential market, we are more focusing on black frame and full black models, bifacial and monofacial. And the anti-dust frame that I showed before is another improvement on a standard format that can be used in every rooftop in Europe. For the commercial industrial, we are now releasing a special format that is 2 meter round of length with a peak power close to 530. So in between the 54 and the bigger models with a lightweight concept. We can produce them bifacial, double glass, or monofacial. and we are also validating some commercial industrial facade applications. So in order to equip commercial buildings with vertical applications. And for the projects, I think the most promising sectors are for sure the floating and the seaside projects and the agri-PV. So for the agri-PV, I didn't mention anything during the presentation, but for sure, the correct and well-designed BOM for agri-PV application, transparency, at least with the standard spacing between the cells, and then later with improved space cells for agri-PV application. You know, in Italy, France, and Germany, agri-PV is now in the installation process. So we are now seeing the different design. So there is no standard for the agri-PV, but for sure the design will take into account the commercial and standard format in the market. So maybe different configuration, vertical or very high from the soil with specific structure. So we are putting a lot of effort in validating different design concepts right now. I think you are on mute, Sharan. Okay.
Yes, I was on mute, sorry. So, let's really start with the BIPV because it's the ultimate solution for solar, becoming the solar skin, a building material that also produces power, saves on material, looks really beautiful. And just quickly look back and at the history and development, because BIPV modules are nothing new, and you all have been in solar from many years. So what has really changed from your early days many years ago when you produced the first application specific BIPV roof tiles compared to the BIPV products you are offering today, whatever you are seeing today? Maybe Francisco, maybe you can start again.
Yes, sure. I mean, our status of the art for the BIPV is more at R&D level. We are also investigating on different solution similar to LONGi approach in order to define a standardized BIV concept that can be applied to different regulations in Europe. This is the highest obstacle that we can see. So we could produce, I mean, anything, but for sure we need to evaluate the volume in the market and the adaptability of a standardized BIPV concept. So right now we are focusing on how can we adapt our standard formats and to the existing standardized solutions. But I mean, in the future, you will see JA also working on balcony kits or storage systems, and then later also on BIPV. So this is an open topic, and now the technology is mature enough. I mean, from our side in terms of PV producers to, to design any kind of concept according to the different regulations.
Okay, so Lars, I think you made such products in past. So now, where do you see the difference?
Actually, yeah, the past really like 10, 15 years ago, such products were like super small niche applications, and customers were like very pioneers and early adopters, and they didn't care much about any kind of regulations. So they wanted this product because they wanted solar and they wanted this application. Now, with the solar market being much more mature, actually it's much more important that you have products which are really in accordance to building codes and standards, which means actually if you, for example, for facades, like now, it's very important that you consider what are glass thicknesses that are required like nobody was asking for this in the past, that you have like for rooftop systems, that you have all the official approvals that you need to have solar similar to any kind of building material, which means there are new tests coming up, which are from the building construction industry and not from the solar industry anymore. And so, for example, that means for us that, for one product specifically, we have like a mounting structure which is now made out of aluminum rather than of plastic. We think plastic would be much better, but like plastic does not meet the building codes and standards. Just in order to get the certificate, we have to make it in aluminum, because the building construction industry, all they know is glass, steel, and aluminum. And anything else, they are not, concrete maybe, but anything else they are not used to. Like if the solar industry wants to really get into that building construction industry, we really have to become much more familiar with their codes and standards, to be really like accepted as a standard building material.
Okay, so Chiang, you have also been in the industry for decades. In China, BIPV didn't really play a big role in the past, and how it is today, and what are the challenges?
I think that for BIPV, people have a high expectation, but the percentage of BIPV is still not up to the expectation actually. So I think that mainly because of the several things. I think that first thing is that the appearance is mostly considered by the architectures. So that is a strong requirement. So the first thing. Second thing is the efficiency. That means that even I install the solar cells, but it's not so efficient. So it's color, but it's almost 3%, 7% of efficiency is not generating electricity. I the joke that people see that I need the storage batteries, then I can lighting up the lights. So then that kind of BIPV is useless. So this is second thing. That the most barrier I found is that the barrier between the architectures and the PV players. In my mind, I think that I have been trying 10 years to push this BIPV. The only successful thing we are doing is now is for the warehouses. Warehouses is very, very successful for the BIPV, because that the people don't care about so much on the appearance. People are just care about is whether it can be used or not. So it's a booming market, it's a huge market for warehouses. But for BIPV, for the real buildings, that we have signed a strategic agreement with the biggest building companies in China, but still the progress not so fast. So what I think is that the biggest barrier is how easy this product can be used by the architectures. That is simple requirement, but never met by the people of PV players. So I think that the most important thing to push the BIPV is the PV player need to be a helper for the building companies. So that is the positioning of Canoo Solar now. We have the technology of heterojunction. We have a technology of how to patterning, make the things beautiful, but with the still high efficiency. We are providing balcony solutions with easy to use we think we call it a kindergarten technology, that everybody with a kindergarten degree can use that directly with the plug and play solution. But we need a partner in Europe that we need those kind of building companies that can use this kind of cutting edge technology together. So that is my opinion.
Okay. Francisco, so, there are very different BIPV solutions, some, small roof tiles, but there are also more or less standard modules that can be actually turned into BIPV products using some special frames and, little bit of differentiation. So, and in your presentation, you also showed you stayed more or less close to the standard. So is this the way to go? Or, so do you want to stick too much to the standard? Or if you want to be in BIPV, you have to really go separate parts, really making a special product?
I think that if we really want to go to BIPV, for sure we need to make a special product. I think also we need to work together with the building companies, not only try to replace the building companies. So that is the key. So also, also the product, it should be, I think that should be that maybe will change the form of the product. So for example, now we are making a final BIPV product, but I think that in the future, most probably we will make in between a semi product that, for example, I make a flexible panel. You can just apply in whatever kind of building material. Integration will finally finish in Europe. That should be the case. I think will be a better results. We make some solar paper, then you can attach to whatever solar BIPV modules.
Francis, so what's your opinion?
No, I mean, my opinion is that for sure we are more focusing right now on the adaptability of the standard models with some concept design like the anti-dust frame or models without frame or monofacial lightweight models. So this is from the first step, and then we are continuing this this approach in order to, I mean, cover all the market demands. But at the same time, I agree with the Xiang, that a specific product should be standardized in the future. And the best answer can arrive from the construction companies and from the engineer and architecture designers. So if they can define, I mean, it's difficult in Europe because, you know, in Europe we have different architecture comparing the different countries from north to south, east to west. So we should have, I mean, specified products for specific regions, design step by step, and then we can have, I mean, probably well-defined BIPV products for each market, but it's not easy. So not easy path.
Okay, so you know, one point, as Millie has rightly pointed out when addressing a question from Anu, so it is really the cost. So how can we bring down the BIPV module cost to a level actually that it attracts the masses? And you know, how much of this is about streamlining the manufacturing, like Xavier mentioned, or it is just, you know, put the technology into mass production, and when it really reaches the scale, it's going to reduce the cost. So just, I would like to understand your views on the cost, how to get them down. Anyone?
Okay, so maybe I start. So actually, I think it's that's at least my experience from the last 20 years. It's very difficult. It's almost impossible, I would say, to get the cost to a level, of course, of standard modules, and just because of the volume. So it also, like Francesco just said, like you have to deal with the architects very often for BIPV, and they believe that every building is an own piece of artwork, and they don't care about like any kind of form factor that the solar industry requires. They want to have the panel, I don't know, 1156 millimeters wide, which is maybe impossible. So all those things make it very complicated. So I think like really BIPV, which means building integrated, will always remain very expensive. I think we are more in favor of what you would, what also Longi called BAPV, building attracted, yeah, because I think there's much easier to have some kind like standards, like own standards, which can be attached outside to the building skin, which is some kind of standard. I think, yeah, I'm not very confident that BIPV will become really cheap just because of the architects, but most architects still prevent from using solar, unfortunately. I think BAPV, that has a chance to bring down the cost.
So, but you know, but today there are modules that are really colorful, and probably they're best getting integrated into the facades, and now things are really more colorful. Even now, you don't think the architects doesn't like? I thought they should be very happy.
Oh, no. They are like very small niche companies, like probably in almost every country, which makes such kind of specialized BIPV products. But let's say they are very expensive. So they don't. We know we cooperate here with a German company. They don't sell per watt peak. They sell per square meter. So
Sure, yes.
they don't care what the power is, and actually they compare their solar facade like with the price per square meter compared to like a marble stone or any other fancy facade system. So but these are very small niche players. They make maybe 10 or 12 projects per year with a very manual manufacturing facility. It's not like mass production, and these are really for customers who don't care about the price.
I think that maybe I can share my view of how to bring down the cost of BIPV. I think that the most important thing is that maybe we need to out of box. Don't make a product. That means that we call it a solar plus, right? We always call it solar plus. That means we make a solar, modern solar, like a roof tile. But in my mind, we need to make something plus solar. So make something less, not more. So that means that we can make somehow like we can make a jacket, right? We can make a jacket for the customer. That different jacket for different people. That will be very difficult. Even people want to have different dresses. But I can make the fabric, the clothes, so everybody can tailor by themselves. So that means that we make the best product. I think that is the heterojunction, the flexible crystalline heterojunction. That will be the final product that the world will accept. So you need to make this one simple, easy to use, smart. Then everybody, that means the architecture can use it as a dummy block. They can build the buildings. So how we can reduce the cost? That means that I need to make this kind of things on a very big scale. But people want things different. How to make something different and also standard. That means I make the solar clothes, then people make the get jackets or other clothes, different kind of dressing end of the day. So this is the huge opportunity that I believe that solar just beginning. We can use the best material to build something that with the collaboration with the building companies, that with the solar guys can make something very, very cost effective, but also promising. I think that
what I want to ask is, for example, I heard there was an article on German newspaper where they kind of compared the fencing, the garden fencing with solar fencing, and
because it's too cheap.
They found it's really economic to have a solar fencing rather than having using traditional materials. So I would like to know, is there any chance that BIPV would go there, like, integrating solar, really matching all the reliability aspects, building codes, and then it is still cheaper than your traditional material. So then people would obviously look for it. But my question is, will it go there? Or there are too many obstacles before that?
I believe it will be there. It will be there. I believe that the BIPV for sure, replace the fencing for sure will be. I just go to visit my friend in US, so it costs around 8,000 US to build only part of the fence. So we calculate using PV will be much cheaper and also much more reliable. Also, you can generate electricity. The only thing is that the people feel afraid that this one, whether it's safe to be built as a fence. So I believe that that will be more popular for sure.
So what do you say?
I think there is a chance if you can use standard sizes. I think what was even said is like, you can be cheap if you can make like high volume. But high volume means you have a standard size. And currently, this is the dilemma, I would say, because it's very difficult to work with a standard size in building construction, because any other part that you can buy, like windows, everything can be customized. And solar is some kind like fixed. If someone has a solar factory which can make like different module sizes very easily, like the window industry, which can make windows very easily in any size, then that would be a breakthrough. The fact that we are working with standard sizes is something which is really like minimizes currently the applications.
Actually, I have one idea. How about I make a solar parts? You can integrate into the solar window, solar whatever. You already have the one, right? So we can produce a part, not a module. So you can integrate, for example, the window, I provide a part. You can just integrate into your window, right? So that may be the solution. Because I will not make a final product. I will make a product in between that you can just finalize using whatever sizes, whatever. I think that will be a solution that you're solving the standardization. I have a big scale, but I also can serve the different purpose of the tailored needs.
Yeah, I think that's an interesting product. So like build it yourself things from IKEA for one could. So Francisco, so do you have any other views to add on this?
I mean, I can confirm that the driving force is the pricing level that we are reaching right now. So the example of the fences is it's very extreme, but it's very practical. The balcony kits, the easy way to install them, and the low cost is I mean, it's spreading now in Germany, Italy, Austria, everywhere, because you can buy 2 models for a very low cost and then adapt the structure for your balcony, or even place them in the garden or in the flat rooftop. So, or you can apply vertically in different exposition. I mean, and different tilt models everywhere. I'm thinking more to the commercial buildings where the facades and systems can be easily adapted with the standard size. And for sure, the price is a good point for this spreading. But for sure, as Lars said before, if we don't have a standard BIPV in terms of advanced models that can be adapted to very nice architectural design, and the volume will not increase, I mean, the price will not decrease so fast.
Okay. So, Chiang, in your, you said that, LCO, end of the LCO era, I get that. So the feed-in tariffs time is over and products need to be more intelligent to make flexibility needs, to meet the flexibility needs. So in the end, it's still about return of investment and the smartness coming through, inverters, batteries, trackers. Maybe trackers is not applicable for this topic, but, what's the module role here and how important is efficiency of these products? You were on mute, Chiang.
Yes, sorry. I think that the very important thing is that we need to see the value of the electricity generated. But all I put in a simpler way, that is that how we reduce the total cost of that scenario. So the giving example is that lightweighting module, right? Why lightweighting module is important? Because that can save the cost of strengthening the roof. So that will save the time for the project. You're drafting a plan to strengthen the roof. Also, one of my customers told me that the reason is that once they rebuild the roof, then you need to redo the certificate. So it's kind of that the time saving is very, very important. So this is that you just mentioned that the module need to be smarter, need to be lighter, easy to use. For example, I said we want to build a module with a kindergarten approach. That means whoever have a kindergarten degree can use my module easily. So that is why we see that I want to make it lighter. I want to make it robust. It will never fail. So these are the things. Another thing that we need to take care of that once we come to the scenario case, for example, for the building integrated thing, that you are not only considering about the efficiency, you're also considering about the appearance. That is the patterning technology we are providing. So we can pick print a lucky number, a logo of the company. So those are the things that people are keen to. I can tell you one story that I want to refuse one project. I see that it's troublesome to make these graphics on it because we need to design it time and again. But people are chasing that. I want to increase the price again and again. See that, please do it. So I think that those are the things that will never be considered in the past, right? So I think now we need to consider that.
Sorry, again, I was in mute. So speaking on the same topic, this beyond LCOE. So last you have this interesting product, bifacial vertical modules on flat grasslands. So, which kind of flattens the peak production curves, the new peaks. And so how is the demand and how is the offtake of this? So how much people or the end customer is understanding the value of it, because it's really the beyond LCOE where you only look for the final revenue you get into the bank.
I think more and more people are noticing that. For example, that that during the noontime, a lot of places, not only in Europe but all over the world, that the noontime is zero value. All you need to pay the grid for generating electricity. So, but
no, I mean, how much of this is actually convincing and how much of this is actually converting into sales?
Actually, I can tell, frankly, this is slowly picking up, but it's still not in a huge percentage. I would like to reference to the cases of the double glass module. You know that in the very beginning, the double glass is an increase from 0% to 3%. It takes almost 2 to 3 years. Then it just directly jumped to 15%, 20%. So what I mean that for this kind of things that it maybe will take around 3 years for people to really know that, wow, this is different. But there are other problems that, especially for the agriculture applications, that people are trying to use this type of vertical installation. But they also found some problem that the trucks, they move to the edge of these modules, they need to the new design of the trucks. So that's also a problem that people are trying to find the ways to adjust. So in my mind, I think that my opinion is that 3 years, this will become popular in Europe and also the rest of the world.
And what do you think, Lars?
Yeah, actually,
the double glass, the module, double glass module in the past years, it also takes 3 years to really become a mainstream product.
Chiang, just I would like to know last views also.
Yeah, yes. Actually, over the past months, this has become a very important factor, like this energy production curve, because as Chiang just said, like over the past months, we have experienced here negative pricing or zero value of electricity. And the fact that these vertical applications have a different energy production characteristics is a very important factor now. And I agree, it's still like a niche, but I think it will now, it has already attention, and I think that will definitely accelerate the use of vertical PV in the near future.
Okay, Francisco, so yeah, actually, I don't know if I missed such things, but are you also working in this direction, having very high bifaciality products which can be installed vertically? So is it still in your radar?
Sure. Yeah, sure. Especially for the agri-PV or fences in general. With the TopCon, we are reaching now a beneficiality of 80%. So we are trying to increase its value as much as possible in terms to reduce the uncertainty. But for sure, the low cost of the PV modules and the dual side that can be used in different application for vertical use, it's improving this production curve during the day. So we are promoting this kind of installation, and we are validating mounting system for vertical application all over Europe, from north to south. So not only for agri-PV, but I received mounting system validation from fences company or agri-PV with different solutions, facades to north, east to west, because you can apply now models everywhere, even if the tilt is not and the exposure is not the ideal one. You are compensating this electricity price cost that you are having during the day. So it's very important to follow and instruct our customer to follow the right design way.
Okay, so on that account, I also would like to ask you, with the modules under 10 cents per watt today, is this the time to put the solar on the north facades, rooftops, and then and also facing the wherever it is required, facing them to the north? And so, do you think is it worth doing that, or do you really need to make it a special facade and then only it makes sense? So what is your opinion? Because module prices are so low, can they still justify this?
Yes, sure, but a design should be better evaluated according to the building itself. So it's not only north facade, but a building that normally has 4 plus 5 sides. So you can design different ways, and now the models cost is not an issue anymore. So the structure, the mounting system are the higher expensive part of the system. So models and inverters, especially models in pricing, are so low, so you can apply everywhere. That's why also the balcony kits are spreading all around Europe, because it's very cheap. You can really go to IKEA or similar store and do your handmade job during your Sunday and enjoy at least 600-800 watts in your house with some €100 in your hand. So, and for commercial buildings, for sure, there are also applications on carports or canopies in general, but you can use models everywhere right now. So that's why we are optimizing our BOM according to the market requirements.
Okay, so I think last two questions because the time has come to say finish our panel. But a lot of even in today's presentation we saw flexible modules given more emphasis. So the C&I segment in many markets has been underrepresented compared to the residential roofs and ground-mounted PV. So are the flexible modules to break the ice, or it is rather a question of financing and other challenges for bigger rooftop projects? So how much is this really going to be a game changer, the flexible modules in C&I business? Maybe, yeah, you can start.
Shall I?
Yeah, please.
Yes, I think that basically we are targeting directly on the lead-weighted module for the C&I market. So I think that this will be a game changer, but with the precondition that we can solve all those reliability concerns. So I think that we have already tested by TUV for all kinds of severe tests. So also starting from last year, we have already tested in field. So I really believe that the lead-weighted module with a stronger surface, with a front tempered glass, backside using a glass fiber. enhance so backsheet. So that basically by this kind of scenario with the frameless frame, that basically I'm sure this will be a game changer. So we are also not.
So in a nutshell, you would think if reliability is added, and then it could be the game changer, right? So just because we don't have a lot of time, so I just want to quickly wrap it up.
You are right.
So,
yes.
Lars, so what do you think?
Actually, I'm not so sure it will be a game changer because to me, it seems that those kinds of panels will be significantly more expensive than standard panels because you have to take a lot of efforts to make them stable against hail impact and such things. Yes, for many roofs, they are good solutions, but what we see actually, if you're using like thin double glass panels, they're also at almost like 10 kilogram or 11 kilogram per square meter, which is okay for most roofs. So I'm not convinced that it's a game changer. I think, yes, they will find their way. They will increase their market share, but it will not be a revolution.
Okay.
I think so too. I mean, I think the lightweight models with the standard models with around 10 kilo per meter square and enough resistance from external environment, especially for hail, is the most important point right now for commercial and rooftop applications. So, and also the efficiency of the models. So I don't know if flexible models can reach also efficiency like TopCon models or even heterojunction, but cost difference right now, I mean, it's not compensated by the flexible mode, so it will not be a game changer in the near future, I think, too.
Okay, so one final question. What should one need to have on the radar when thinking about the new application that is still in the infancy, but that might really turn out to be a really big. So, for example, take balcony solar. No one has thought that it will become such a big, huge segment. So, what do you have in your radar from your opinion? Really very brief because we have to close the session.
I think the lead weighting module with 50% off at the beginning with the 90% off the weight in the future. So that will be the game changer.
Last?
So I think what will be more important in the future is really like combining the modules with the right electronics in order to like really make it very easy plug and play. I think that's really important. Currently, you have the module and then separate, you have to engineer anything else. I think to have like a more integrated system is very important for the near future.
Yeah, and from my side, in large scale, I think the most promising market should be the floating all over Europe. There are several conferences right now and several companies working on very large scale floating. I mean, for floating, I mean, different kind of application, channels, lake, seaside, harbors. So reliability is very important. And then the other sector is the agri-PV. For sure, there are some best practice now defined by some countries, Germany, France, Italy, and this market should be, I mean, promoted, especially from the local political forces. I mean.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. I think so. By the agri-PV and FPV series from you, and yeah, for you, it's really more system integrated, and Chiang believes the weight. Thanks a lot. I think that's a very positive outlook, and we expect to see such modules will be commercialized in a big way when we meet for the next year. So thanks a lot for your great, valuable insights. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Thank you. So over to Anu, you.